At today's GovTalk, I again have a very exciting guest. I'm talking to Justyna Orlowska, who is a leading expert in corporate finance and also in fund management in Poland. And just recently, in March 2020, she was appointed the Prime Minister's High Representative for Government Technology. And I'm very excited to learn a lot about innovation in Poland today. So please welcome Justyna Orlowska. Hello, Justyna. Happy to have you.
Hello, thank you for invitation, and I'm so happy to be here with you.
Maybe let me start with a first more general question. When I prepared for our interview, I looked at the DAISY index, the EU DAISY index, and I saw that Poland ranks on rank 23. But when it comes to public services, it ranks as on rank 20. So of course, every country, every city always has unique circumstances. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about, what is the situation in Poland and what are the unique circumstances? Can you compare Poland to other European countries, just so we get a little bit knowledge about Poland?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so when we are talking about Poland, it is impossible to talk about any field of economy without talking about history. So already we have the independent country from communist regime for 30 years. And during this time, we were forced to catch up with other European countries, especially with Western countries. And it was an enormous challenge. But as we all know, sometimes when you have a big challenge, it is sometimes quicker to get to the higher point, even rather than being like, okay, so we are continuously developing. So there were some points where we were doing this leapfrog for the progress when it comes to digitization. But by the way, I would like to say something that is today especially very important, but because on our eastern border in Poland, we do have Belarus that is facing the same challenge as we did in Poland 30 years ago, or even more. And it is very important to remember that Belarus is fighting for democracy, for their liberty, and all the global citizens, we need to remember about that, talk about that, because when we are not going to talk about that, it is enabling Lukashenko to do his job that is not good job. And especially when it comes to when we want to be growing as Europe or as a world, we need Belarus to be free. And coming back to that, we are already free in Poland. We are happy for that. And what is when it comes to our results from this time? So already in the last 15 years, we shortened the economic gap by a factor of 2 with Western countries when it comes to economic development. So it's a huge progress, and it's a huge success. And we all see that now, for example, Warsaw is a municipality that is not different from Berlin or other metropolitan cities, and also when it comes to smart cities, etc., etc. And so Poland, why is Poland growing? Poland also has the second highest number of ICT graduates in the EU. We all need to remember about that. And that enables us to have great startups, tech startups, great tech companies, and also to implement their solutions to the public sector. And catching up has its positives as well. For example, mobile payments. This leapfrog we did when it also in the banking sector. It's from my childhood, I remember always that it was possibility to have by paying by card, and now of course by phone, etc. And so it's already like for 20 years present in Poland. And that was a huge leapfrog, and we do have a great, for example, we all know the big tech solutions when it comes to paying by phone, but we do have our own one, Polish one. It is called Blick, and it was only possible because of this leapfrog and this that we were forced to catch up. So we started from zero, from scratch. That is why we leapfrogged and get to the highest point.
So I'm take it that you're aiming at higher ranks at the DZ index in the future, which is good. Maybe you said a little bit that you were able to leapfrog with technology, which is great when you use technology to get ahead. Are there a couple of examples that you could name that the government actually funded or that are actually in public services, not from the economy, but coming from the government?
Yes, of course. For example, GovTalk is such a program. And when we are talking about facilitating implementation of digitization of tech and high tech to the public sector, the Prime Minister, Mateusz Morawiecki, who was promoted to his role already 3 years ago, and he launched GovTalk Polska at the Chancellery of Prime Minister, and the main goal is to enable to implement such ideas, such solutions to the public sector by the talented entities, by the startups, by just students, developers, freelancers. And in order to do that, you need to build special tools. And we have set up the platform that enables flexible procurement for those entities, flexible procedures, and what is the most important, they are really addressing the real problems, the real challenges that are facing by the public sector. So it is not like, okay, so what do they need? Yeah, and they think, okay, we can do that. No, they already, the platform is connecting the two parties, and the public sector is saying what challenges they face, and the startups are saying, okay, we have such ideas for that. And of course, there is the platform also for inspiring each other in order to bring the public sector to the other level, because what is the public sector? It's just the corporation that has clients as citizens. So we do need really to get to know what is the best for our clients.
Mm-hmm. Of course, that is also, bringing in students and a new innovative thinking to a government, I assume, can also create obstacles, and maybe it's new to a lot of people. We also have a GovTech Germany, which of course at first it was seen as like maybe a little bit as something new, and people were looking at it, be like, let's see what they're going to do. Is that something you experienced in Poland as well, or was it so successful because it was directly, I think, at the Prime Minister's office, so had a lot of political backup? So maybe you can tell us a little bit about the obstacles you were facing when introducing this new way of working together in order to get innovative services.
Of course, it's like when it's something new, you are a little bit scared of, because you don't know it. So if you don't know it, it is reasonable to be a little bit scared of. But fortunately, that it was the priority and for the Prime Minister to set up such initiative, so to set up such program, and to having this digitization topic at the top of of this public corporation, which is the country, so and administration, central administration, Chancellor, Prime Minister. It was the signal for other ministries, for other central administration offices, that okay, it is important. So we do all need to get to know what is going on and what we are supposed to do. And at the beginning, a little bit, it was like what we are supposed to do. But really, we have such a tool that is always a game changer, and it is a hackathon. We started with hackathons, and it is not procurement, but it is a really good start for flexible procurement, because people who are gathering there, this is public sector with startups. They are starting talking to each other. And it turns out the public sector is saying, oh gosh, they are really interested in what we are doing. We thought that we only interested in that. But those programmers, those geeks, they are very interested in our challenges. And at the same time, those programmers are really interested in these topics of public sector, and then oh gosh, really, public sector is so inspiring place to work, and I really want to have such challenges, because there are challenges that are challenges, our own challenges, because there are public for common good challenges, and we all, as a programmers, we also are clients of these problems, those challenges. And so it is after such experience, public sector is already really keen to continue to consequently looking for challenges to solve with those programmers, startups, and other talented entities.